I am Alisa Vinogradova and I am member of Femen'den Ukraine. Turkish men who come to Ukraine for sex tourism, you are ugly and disgusting. Stop doing this and get the fuck out from Ukraine.
Sıradışı eylemleriyle adını dünyaya duyuran Femen'den Alisa Vinogradova ile örgütün kurulduğu Ukrayna'nın başkenti Kiev'de buluştuk. Welcome to our program.
Hello.
First of all, what is the meaning of Femen? What's your mission?
It's constant fighting against the main basics of patriarchy system: religion, institutions, dictatorship, and sex industry.
And how do you participate? How do you join this group, and why?
About why? Yes, it was 2017 year, and a lot of people in Ukraine, me too, was disappointed in Poroshenko. I saw these scandals with corruption, with offshores, famous scandal with Maldives, and I decided to do something. I choose Femen because this kind of process I consider like the most effective. It's mix of scandal and art too, so that's why it's so strong. And in the media we can see this.
What are the difficulties of being Femen? Normally, usually police interrupt your protests, and except this, what problems do you encounter?
We have a lot of trials, and as example, my colleague Angelina, who made protests against Poroshenko and Lukashenko, now government want to put her to prison for 5 years. I have trial and they want to put me to prison for 7 years because of our activity.
How about your close family members? They support you, or anyone against you in this being member of the Femen?
Somebody don't like this, somebody support this, but it's normal situation for me. I feel comfortable myself.
As a Femen, you are against so-called sex tourism.
Yes.
And what is your opinion on this sensitive issue in Ukraine?
This problem exists in Ukraine. We have a few reasons of why. The first is economic troubles, because Ukraine now is the poorest country in Europe, so everything is very cheap here, yes, and cheap to fly. Here we have cheap restaurants, and many people who want to go abroad forever, yes. So a lot of men also from Turkey come here for sex tourism.
Mm-hmm. And some years ago, Femen protests against Turkish men's arrival here.
Yes.
And what do you think about, in general, Turkey and Turkish men?
I don't think that all Turkish men are bad. No, it's not true. But those who come to Ukraine for sex tourism, I think they are disgusting assholes. But about Turkey, yes, it's a country with dictatorship, and we made a few protests against Erdogan and his politics in Turkey too. We have protests in Paris and in Ukraine too, so we don't support him, but it's all about the state, yes, and but not about the country. I think Turkey is a very good, beautiful country with kind people.
Do you think sex tourism is seen as a problem for the Ukrainian society or not?
Yes, it's a problem, but the reason of this problem is economic troubles. So we can solve these problems. We should solve troubles with our government, because it's because of this. Ukraine never was a rich country, so we have this trouble.
Maybe everybody think about it or asking about it. Why Femen members are topless?
Mm-hmm. Why not? It's our style of protest. It's the same question if you ask somebody why you use posters on your demonstration. It's just a kind of protest.
Any specific reason for that?
It's really female kind of protest, and when naked women come to some political events or religion rituals, it's very strong message for them.
But there are some critics that saying they are protesting pornography topless. So this is contradiction. What do you think about it?
This point of view called sexism, because these people think that men with naked chest, it's okay, yes, but woman with naked breast is not good. And I think these people watch too much porno, so they think like this.
Do you think you can accept, the Femen accept any man in their group?
We have one man in our group, the founder of Feminism, his name Viktor Sviatsky, and I think it's enough for us.
Is there any applied for that? Any man applied for that?
Yes, try to, but we said no, because we have topless process. It's have sense only when
what
women.
What is the reason of that? Why you don't accept?
Because we are female movement, yes, and it makes sense if only female fight for our rights against dictatorship, against religion institution and sex industry. Men help us in some organizing moments and with some ideas like Victor do this.
And how do you decide to do a protest? Is there any decision-making meeting or process?
Someone of us have an idea, yes, we checked the news every time, and when then we discuss it and make the decision what should we do, what shouldn't do, something.
How many members you have, and any members from Muslim countries or other region in the world?
We have members in all regions in the world, but it's secret how many are there.
So about the Muslim countries, they are interested in this?
From this country, yes, we also have activists. It was famous activist Amina. There was a very big scandal about this, and some girls who go from this country to another cities, to France. We have. We start Femen France, well, Femen born in Ukraine, but we have office in France. All activists in France at first was Arabian women.
And how do you choose the members?
They only specific. They should want to make protests in our style, and we must have. They must understand our ideology. So it's not difficult.
This is the feminist group. You think the Femen represents feminists in all respect, because some of the feminist organizations criticize you.
You know, yes and no. As I say, we are movement, not organization. So somebody from our organization prefer liberal feminism, yes, and they want to fight for equality. I don't believe in equality. Standpoint feminism, it's another kind of feminism, is closer to me. And we have our ideology, sextremism, it's another. We don't fight for equal rights because men and women are different. It's ridiculous to become equal, because women can be equal with men only if they take this male gender role, yes, and do male's work and else.
So what are the big problems in the world today?
The one of biggest problems in the world is wars. I mean exactly militaries, yes, and militarism like one of basics of the patriarchy system. I think it's very big troubles, and this is also basics of dictatorship. We have few dictators now in the world, but we have them. I have some discussion with Turkish women a few few months ago, and when we made the protest in Kiev against Erdogan on the football match between Turkey and Ukraine, they write to me and say thank you, because they don't like Erdogan too, and understand that the message of our protest was the Erdogan killer.
Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.